Hello everybody, it's Melissa and welcome to episode 1 of my favorite fragrances to rock from every brand. All right, so we're gonna break this down with the brands that you've heard me talk about. I'll actually, in the comment section below, put what brand you guys want me to talk about next, which ones are my superstars, my hidden gems, the ones that I personally wear day in, day out, or my favorites from that particular brand. All right, so today we are gonna start off with Precious Liquid. And let me just tell you that Precious Liquid is a brand that I've tried so many of their scents from, and kind of like everything, there's a couple that I really like. There's some that are mid, and then there's others that I wouldn't touch. And trust me, I have made videos on the ones that I do not like. So you could check that out if you guys want to on my page. So you just kind of get the full understanding of what I feel with certain scents and just what my vibe really is. All right, so first and foremost, Blue Agave. Now you might be looking at this being like, how is this your favorite fragrance? And it doesn't look like there's a dent in it at all. And that's a good question. And the answer to that is I had an older bottle of this fragrance that I did put a dent in. And I had somebody come over and he was smelling things in my collection. He smells Blue Agave because he's like, I'm looking for a fresh and clean, because he was using YEDP by YSL, right? Very typical masculine fragrance for the youth. So he was rocking that because of my recommendation before. And he's like, it's kind of smelling a bit basic. A lot of dudes are wearing stuff like that. So he's like, I want to wear something that smells good, but not what other guys smell like. And I was like, all right, try this one right here. It's going to be a crowd pleaser. So he smells it like this. He's like, oh, that's pretty fire, right? He sprays it on himself and he's loving it more and more. And then his girlfriend's there. She smells it on him and she's like, oh, I really like that. And he says, how much so I could just buy this off of you right now? And I was shocked. I was like, you want to buy it like this, even though there's a dent? He's like, I will buy it right now. And he whips out just like a wad of cash and he's like counting it, and he's kind of drunk too, but he like whips out and he's like, here you go. And I was like, you know what? Fine. So like I just take that, and then he takes this fragrance without the box, mind you. He just grabs it the way that it is and then puts it in his car, and then he's off and he's running, and he's just loving the scent ever since. He's texted me a few times and he's like, this thing is so good. And I completely agree. So that's the reason why this one looks totally brand new, because it is. And I have not actually used it as often because there's other fragrances that y'all know I enjoy using more. But Blue Agave is a superstar. If you live in a place like me where it is hot outside, like majority of the year, you're getting sunshine, right? If you're somebody that lives an active lifestyle, you like to work out, you like to go to the beach, you like to go to the gym, right? And you're looking for the fragrance that when you throw it on, before you do these activities, you smell good, but while you're working out and while that sweat is just dripping off of you, you want that smell that's gonna smell even sexier, that's gonna smell even better when it's activated with that sweat. Blue Agave is perfect, like y'all. I have used this fragrance before I worked out. I've used it at the beach. And let me tell you, this at the beach, this mixing with like the salty seawater on your skin, and then you come out and then it's just like you smell like this and just like the ocean. It's super sexy. This fragrance, to me, the best scenario that I can give you is just think of yourself in the summertime at the beach, right? You're with some friends or you're with family, whoever you're close to, right? And then you're just having like tequila shots, right? It's blasting with heat outside, and everybody's just sweating, but you're having that cold, refreshing drink. Then you're just going back into the water. Everything just feels good. You're super relaxed. You're a little bit drunk. And it also kind of reminds me of having that summer fling as well. So, you're taking these tequila shots. You're just feeling yourself. Everyone around you is looking sexy. And it's just like a good time. It's going to be one of those things that a few years down the road, when your friends are like, remember that summer, like back in 20 something, like when we did this? And then you're going to smell this scent, or when you smell this fragrance, it's going to remind you of those memories. And you'll be like, oh yeah, this is a good fragrance right here. So this is just so effortlessly fun and sexy. All right. It is something that doesn't smell like your typical citrusy, clean scents. It doesn't smell like orange. It doesn't smell like lemon, like lime. If you don't like that sour citrus vibe, then go for something like Blue Agave, because it smells like agave. It has like that sort of sexy tequila feel, you know what I mean? And it's just such a good scent that also just, when you wear it, like when you have that cold alcoholic beverage, or that cold glass of lemonade if you're not somebody that likes to drink alcohol, right? Like, just remember how good it tastes right when you take that first sip when it's hot outside and you're just like dripping with sweat. You're like, oh my God, this is great. You know what I mean? You're underneath a cabana or whatever, underneath an umbrella, and you have just like that iced beverage in your hands, and life is good. That is Blue Agave. Such a fun time. And honestly, to me, this still works really well in professional environments. If you were to wear this as your signature scent when you're working, wear it on dates, wear it fucking right now, honestly, because I'm gonna do more. Because I'm gonna go work out after this. Oh God, like, amazing signature scent. Seriously, like, there is not a situation that you can wear this and it would be off base. It's not like, oh, why is he wearing that sort of scent? You know, even the one thing is if you wore this when it was cold outside. I mean, yeah, if it's cold outside, it's not going to perform that well, and it's going to fall off your skin, and you'll be like, what the hell? Like, where's the performance? But that is just an obvious sort of thing that would happen if you wore a fresh scent in the cold weather. So I'll put the discount code for the fragrances that I'm going to mention in the comment section below, by the way, in case you guys want to save yourself some money. And it is like an affiliate code, so if you were to use that code, just to give complete transparency, I do receive a slight bit of commission. Of course, buy where you're comfortable, but what I'm going to link down there is the brand's actual website. It's not going to be a discount site or anything like that. It's the brand's actual website with that code. And that code is actually, when I was talking to the owner of this brand, probably one of the best ways to save money right now, because it is such a good deal. All right. But of course, buy where you're comfortable, y'all. I'm not forcing you to use what I have there. If this brand doesn't seem like your jam, then of course don't get it. All right. But the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is something that y'all have just heard me yap about so much. And I was going to apologize for it, but why would I apologize when look how much juice is left? It's literally less than half. And I've had this for probably less than a year. Salt and pepper. All right. So to me, Blue Agave is like the fun one, the young one, just like enthusiastic, just like optimistic all the time, right? Like summertime, sexy, we're young, we're having the best time of our lives. Whereas Salt and Pepper is more grown, right? So this is definitely a fragrance for people 25 and up. I don't see this as a high school student's fragrance. I don't even see it as a college student scent. I mean, you can, let's say if you're about to graduate and you have some internships lined up, but this is like grown sexy. That is what this fragrance is. This is like, I'm not here to play games. Like it's a dominant scent, but it's not overdoing it, right? There's a lot of fragrances out there that give you that sort of vibe of, okay, this is like a super serious, this is like a sexy dominant, but sometimes it's like too much where it becomes very polarizing, right? And what you have to remember with niche fragrances in particular, especially you new people watching this video right now, is that sometimes what people are going to say online is not going to get you the same reaction as what people in the real world would give you. But that is what this whole channel is about, is I like to talk to you about niche fragrances that will smell good to the general public. And Salt and Pepper is so fire. I am telling you that this gets fantastic reactions from women. If that is all you are after, if all you want is a fragrance that no other dude is gonna wear, but it's gonna get a lot of love from women, it is going to be Salt and Pepper. And this scent, I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't really feeling it that much the first 5 minutes I was wearing it. The thing is, I've told the story before, but again, in case you're new, I'm gonna say it again. My girlfriend got a sample of Salt and Pepper and she sprayed it. She's like, yo, this smells so good. I'm gonna send this to you and I want you to wear it and tell me how you feel about it too, right? And she was really just like in love with it. So I had high expectations for Salt and Pepper. I spray it in the subway parking lot, right? And I'm just like, okay, it's masculine. It's like a typical masculine sort of scent. Wasn't wild with it. And I was on FaceTime with her, right? And then she was still smiling and smirking. She's like, give it some time. So I'm like, all right, I'll call you back because I want some Subway cookies, right? So I go in there, get my order. And while I'm paying for this, I was like, oh my God, I'm not for this. While I was paying for my meal or whatever, I smelled this just in the air, right? Because I put it on my wrist and I was like doing the transaction. And I was like, ooh, I see what she's talking about, right? So I immediately FaceTime her when I get to the car, and she's already smirking. I was like, yeah, this smells good. She's like, I knew it. I knew that you would like it, because she had the same exact sort of feeling. Actually, with her, right from the initial smell, she was in love with it all the way to the dry down. But for me, and I feel like with a lot of more masculine people, right, you might smell this and just not be that impressed with it, right? It's going to be something that specifically with guys, they'll smell it and then just be like, they'll look over it, and then it's just going to be more of a pass, right? But this is just, that's why I call this kryptonite to the feminine nose. That's why I call this one of my hidden gems, is because I know it's a scent that women will really, really love. And I was honestly surprised by the reactions I was getting from this fragrance. Like, y'all have heard my stories in the grocery store when I would be wearing this scent and just minding my business in an aisle, and like women would come up to me and be like, you smell really good, by the way. Can you tell me what you're wearing? And they would write it down. And they're like, I need to get this for my partner. And I've gotten those comments of like, you are the best smelling person that I've ever smelled before. I'm sorry if I'm being really weird. That was the comment that I got from Costco when I entered. And you know how Costco is, right? How it has like the air blasting, like right when you kind of go in, you kind of feel it on yourself. And so like the lady behind me was smelling it, and she was just in love with this scent. And it's just been a fragrance that even like women that are strangers, people that know me, would tell me how much they love it, right? But it just shocked me the amount of strangers, of women that would come up to me and be like, you smell so good. And again, I wore this at the club, and it was just getting so much love from women in particular. And I remember getting a DM from this guy that said, Melissa, I blind bought Salt and Pepper, and I wore it on a night out with my homie. So he was with his friends. They were at this club. They were all wearing the fragrances. I think he said the guys were wearing like 1 Million, Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, things like that, right? And he was wearing Salt and Pepper. And I think one of his friends was rocking Aventus. But the whole night, women were just asking him what he was wearing. They're like, that smells so good. You smell so nice. Like, what is that? And they're like flirting with him. And all his friends at the end of the night, or throughout the night, were like, yo, what's the name of your cologne? What are you wearing? Because like all these girls are coming up to you, and they're kind of getting a little bit jealous with his words, right? So he put them on, and now he kind of regrets it, because like they bought the fragrance and now he doesn't smell like unique, because they'll all wear it when when they all go out now, because they want that sort of love too. And it's been working for them, but you know, he's kind of regretful of that, because now he doesn't have a secret weapon. So now I gotta find a new secret weapon for him. But anyways, this scent right here is just so good. And look, I know that there's always going to be people in the comment section saying, I never wear my fragrances for what women like, or I never wear it for compliments. And that's so great for you, all right? And the thing is, nobody should be shamed either way. But the people that are mainly saying that right now, that are probably going to categorize themselves as niche snobs or niche lovers, there was a time in the beginning when they were wearing fragrances that they did want positive reactions from people. But now it's like, you know, like a superiority complex of like, well, I already passed that phase and now I don't care. And it's like, but you did. And a lot of people that do wear fragrances, they just want a positive reaction. And there's really nothing wrong with that. All right. If you smell good, who's going to get offended by that? The only people that will get offended by that are just people on the internet that think your fragrance is basic, but they're not out there smelling you. Then even if they were there smelling you, they're not going to come up to you and say anything. So it's honestly just a win-win. But Salt and Pepper is serious. I feel like this is going to just go down so fast. Screw it, I'm layering it. I say that, but look, I know that it's going to be a lifetime sort of fragrance for me, and it's just so freaking fire. And the thing is, like I said in my other the last video where I mentioned this, right, about my favorite fragrances for April 2023, I said that I got compliments from 3 new people about the scent. And in fact, I had like a cousin of mine come over, and he was like, I want to smell Salt and Pepper because you talked about it a lot on Instagram. So like he wore it, he's like, oh, that's so good. And now I'm worried. I'm worried because I'm like, if he gets this fragrance, what am I gonna do, right? So that's why I'm like, I gotta zip it a little bit more. Unless I'm doing videos like this, where it's specific to the brand, or about my favorites, whenever I release those sort of videos, then I'll talk about the scent. But I'm, like I said in my previous video, I'm gonna stop with the videos of, I got a compliment on this fragrance at the club and at the bar, because it's just gonna be the scent, and y'all are gonna start getting annoyed. You'll be like, oh, you're just trying to push it. You're trying to just do all that sort of stuff, but it's literally true. Like, I'm not even trying to like push the brand. It's like, this fragrance is just good. Like, if I was trying to push the brand, you would hear me talk about all their other scents that I still don't like. But here I am honestly telling you, like Uzu Vetiver, all that shit, like even the one that smells like airplane seats, I'm not about that. I'm not going to talk about stuff I don't like. So, well, I will talk about stuff I don't like, and I'll tell you I don't like it. That's the difference right there. But this, so freaking good. And again, like Blue Agave, I'll put the discount code for salt and pepper in the comments section below. And that's actually the best discount code for this fragrance right here. It gives you $40 off the bottle, which is not what they have going on with anybody else, or even if you were to go to discount sites, you're not going to be able to get this for $40 off. So big love to them for, you know, these two banging fragrances. Again, if you want to see the scents that I don't like from this brand, just YouTube it on my channel, because yo, there's some stuff from here that I cannot stand. But these two, bang, absolutely bang. All right, anyways, let me know what brand you guys want me to talk about next. And again, the discount codes for these in the comments section below. And I think you could get free samples on the website if you guys want to go the free sample route. But have a good one. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.